Hi there, this is Morgan with Morgan Burke's Photography and Product Shop, and today I'm going to show you how to install Photoshop brushes and put them to use on an image. So today I'm going to use this photo and I'm going to be installing the flare brushes. This is a freebie on my website. I'll include a link in the description and you can download those for yourself if you haven't already. So first things first, you want to make sure that your brush tool is selected, and once it is, you're going to come up here to this little display window and hit the downward facing arrow. Once this menu pops up, you're going to hit the little gear icon in the top right corner, and from the flyout menu, select Load Brushes. Once this pops up, you're going to want to navigate to wherever you saved your brushes. In this case, mine are already popped up here, so I'm just going to choose the first one. It won't let you select more than one. I wish it did. So just going to start with the first one and hit Load, and then same little gear icon, Load Brushes, hit the second brush, Load, gear icon once more, Load Brushes, click the third brush, and load. Okay, so you might not notice any changes here in your menu. So you're going to want to grab this little scroll panel and pull it all the way down to the bottom, and then you'll find your three new flare brushes. My favorite is the last one, the third one. It's the one that I originally used on this image. If you've seen this photo before, I used the third flare brush, so that's the one I'm going to use today. So once you click it, you can just click anywhere outside that panel to get it to go away. And then you're going to want to choose your color. Now in this case, I have a good color already selected, but if you don't, I generally just come down here near the yellow colors. You can drag it more down towards the orange panel if you want it a little bit warmer. And then I make sure that it's up here at the very top left corner of the panel, almost near the white colors. And what that does is makes the light a little brighter. And you can play around with this and adjust later and find out what colors work best for your image. But in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and click this and hit OK. So once that's done, before you stamp onto your photo, first you want to make sure that you open a new blank layer. And to do that, I'm just going to hit this little sheet of paper icon at the bottom of my layers panel. And this makes sure that if you stamp this on and later on you decide you don't like it or you want to adjust it, it's not attached to your background layer. You're not affecting that one or essentially ruining it. You have a new layer and you can just drag this to the trash can and delete it later if you want to adjust or add a different kind of flare. So always use a new layer. It also really helps because you can adjust the blend mode and change the effect. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. Okay, so once you have your brush selected, you're going to want to adjust the size. And to do that, I'm just going to make mine a little bit larger by hitting the right bracket key on my keyboard. And that's just going to inch it a little bit larger. And then once I have a good size, I kind of want it to fill that whole area up there, but you can play around with this depending on your image. Excuse me. And once you have it selected up there, you're just going to stamp, and you'll see the flare happen. Now right now, this is a little hazy for my taste. You can kind of see that it's a different color than the sky, and that's where your new blend mode comes in. So once you have stamped your flare on, just come over here where it says normal. You want to make sure you have this layer selected, and then click normal, and then you can change it to overlay. And this one really makes it look like light. It's got that bright, vivid color to it, and I like it. You can also use hard light, and this one's not going to show you. It's a little bit hazier. It's not going to show you much of a difference on this image. If you want a more contrasted light, I like to use overlay. And if you want something a little bit hazier, I like to use hard light. That choice is yours, and it really sometimes depends on the photo too. So both of those are great options. So another choice that you have here is if you want it to be a little bit stronger and your opacity was already set to 100, you can stamp right onto this layer a little bit more. You can even move over a little, add some more flare. I'm going to undo that. You can stamp right on it, add some more brightness that way. Or another super easy way to do it is to just duplicate this layer. And you're going to do that by clicking and dragging this layer right over that same sheet of paper button that we used before. And this kind of doubles the effect of the flare. Now something really cool that you can do here is your second layer, the one that you just duplicated, can actually be in a different blend mode entirely. So if you want a little bit of contrast and a little bit of haze, you can have the bottom one in overlay blend mode and the top one in hard light. And another thing you can do is adjust these opacities individually. You can turn them down a little to adjust the effect here. You can also put both of these in a group just by holding down your control button to select both, and then hitting Control G or Command G on your keyboard to put those in a group together. And then you can adjust the opacity of the whole thing entirely. Or you can even move it over a little bit. Just be careful when moving it, because if you drag it down too much, see that line there? When you get close to the edge of your image, it'll cut off your brush. So just be careful if you pull it down, that will show. But this is, yeah, it's okay if you want to move it left to right, but I generally wouldn't pull it down if you stamped close to the edge there. So that's pretty much the extent of it. This are really versatile, fun brushes to play around with. If you have any questions with these, you can email me at morgan@morganburks.com, or you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/morganburksphotography. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these brushes and have a great day.